It is currently 4 o'clock in the morning. I know how to edit. I'm not going to edit with this video. I do actually. This video is about what it actually takes to create a festival. I am creating my own festival at the moment. It's called Carriage Fest. Actually, I might edit it a little bit. Just a little bit. Basically, my name is Matthew Plant. I am a channel swimmer, entrepreneur, business owner, soon to be multi-millionaire. I don't know what else to say, in all honesty. Like, this isn't me just being cocky, this is me and my achievements. I have swum the channel. I own 2 businesses at the moment that aren't just online shit. Like, I actually own 2 physical businesses. A third one is going to be this festival that I'm bringing up. 2 physical businesses, like in-house, physical, everything. I'm also a manager of a highly, like a high establishment restaurant. But yeah, there you go. That's a little introduction to me, and I am creating Carriage Fest. So Carriage Fest was originally my brother's idea. He's 32, 33, I don't know. He's got 2 kids. Well, got a kid and one's on the way. And basically he came up with the idea for Carriage Fest, and I've stolen it. Well, not really. I've always been passionate about the idea with doing it with my brother. My brother don't want to do it anymore because he doesn't see the point in doing it because of where he's at financially. But in terms of where I am financially at the moment, I see it to be a great opportunity for myself to advertise my own businesses and my own products to a mass group. When I say a mass group, I mean 500 people. Obviously, this isn't just going to be like a one-time thing. It's gone. I'm going to continue to do this until the day I die. And then hopefully I might pass it on to someone if they want to do it. If they don't, then fuck it, it's going out the window with it. But it's always going to stay in my family. I know that for sure. Either it goes to my children or my niece or my niblets. One of them. And that's that. But this is, at the moment, the first year is obviously going to be the hardest if you're setting up a festival. Because you've got to create all of the... Because there's no one ever talking about these. I have created strategies. I have taken apart sort of like different types of business models and sort of like stuck them together to try and create a strategy for creating a festival. It has been hard to do that in the first place because I've been working on this now already 6 months, as well as other things. So it's not just been like full-time on this 6 months, but it's been 6 months so far and we've got 3 months left, and I've pretty much sorted almost everything out. It's a ball ache, in all honesty, because the way I imagined everything to be going is not the way how it is going. And obviously that's obvious, you know, you make a plan, it falls to shit. And then you make a new plan. And it's getting to a point now where it's just everything keeps falling apart because of people and their unreliability or unreliableness, whatever it is, to not actually commit to what they have said that they would commit to. And it is a problem in my eyes because, you know, I'm bringing these people in to perform or to come to the event to sell things or other stuff like that. And it's a nightmare. I have a very reliable sponsor for the festival at the moment. He's quite good. But let's have a little bit of a dive into what it actually takes to create a festival. Because there's nothing on YouTube for this. I've looked, there's nothing, you know, it's like music manager helps, but not really because I'm not going to be managing the music. That's like PA's job. Sorry, I'm really stuffy. Been really ill recently, so I'm just coming out the other end of it. Spent a week in a tent as well. Wasn't a good combination, being ill and stuck in a tent, especially in rainy England. But anyway, let's go on to the subject topic. So, what you're going to need to start to do with one of my businesses, I work at events. I go to events and I see a lot of the behind the scenes, getting everything sorted out, getting everything planned, getting everything all done. And I have looked at that for the last year. So I've been looking at that, sorry for my feet, but I've been looking at that, seeing all the back parts to the actual festival as well as the front side to it. I've not actually seen the front side as much as I have seen the back side, and I feel like that gives me a bit of a benefit because it gives me a lot more of a look into the actual planning, the logistics, and everything that, you know, is going through the actual, like the server, the main person at the back, like the server of the festival. Everything that's going through them, I've always just seen that happen. Sorry. And it's interesting to look at because there are a lot of different types of things that you need to understand. The main easy ones to sort out is obviously the toilets, the TENS license in England. I'm not too sure if you'd get that in America or any other places, but TENS license over here means temporary events notice. And what that means is that you have to apply to get the TENS license, so you have to apply to get a temporary event notice. So a temporary event means that it's only going to be there for so long, and a notice is just saying that, you know, it's going to be here. And you have to apply for that, which means that they can send it back and they can mess you around with it and they can do all sorts of stuff with that. Luckily, this is one of the first things that you should do, by the way, because sometimes they come back about 1 billion times, and I've seen it come back 5 times before when the person's just been sat there at the computer just typing it out, just typing to these people just to say it's not going to have any effect on any surrounding environments. Only here. Got a clean-up crew for afterwards. No noise pollution because you're in the middle of nowhere near where I live. Like, down there, it's just trees. It's fence, field with horses, trees, sky. That's it. And basically, for me, I was very lucky because I'm still in sort of a residential area, although not really, due to the fact how I'm more in an agricultural setting than most other people are in the UK. And it helps me out really quite a bit because I'm basically putting this festival on in my back garden. And everything's helps me to get this here. So the TENS license, you apply for it online, you send in some money, and then you get an email back saying, oh yes, well, we've got this, but we won't let you know if you've actually got it or you're not yet. You have to put it up to a guessing game. So that's annoying in and of itself. Just give them a quick ring up and they'll tell you if it's actually gone through or not. The number for that would actually be on the TENS license itself. Next thing is the toilets. Toilets are easy. Ring up a couple places. Have a look around because I've been to quite a few events, like I've said before, and you look around, you see, oh, that's from something Boggs, that's from something Lose, or this is Squat on a Potty toilet, you know, just other companies. And you just give those all a quick ring up or just check on the website because they'll also have delivery prices as well. But delivery is not actually delivery, it's delivery and pickup. So they'll put that on the prices as well. So what you see online might not be exactly what you get. And also, if you know a couple people, then they could get the toilets a bit cheaper for you. Mine were actually quite considerably cheap compared to a single Portaloo, which I spent about 200 quid on for my 18th birthday party. And my 18th was a nightmare. And that itself was a bit of a planning struggle. not that actually the toilet's my 18th, but the toilets are something that you need to think about early on, because you need to have all these different references coming in to make sure that you've got the best price for the most amount of stuff that you can actually get. And then insurance as well. You don't actually need insurance for an event. It's pretty simple, because if you're just running it through you yourself and a select team of people that you trust, it has to be people that you trust. So that could be family members, friends, like other people, maybe a business partner, but it has to be someone that you can actually rely on to do stuff for you or to do stuff with you. And then you won't actually have to get employer's liability, which means that if anyone gets injured while they're working for you or with you on anything, that you don't have to pay out that amount of money, because if you trust them, then you know that they're actually competent and not going to stab themselves by falling over a spike in the ground or something like that. Obviously, you will need, I would recommend getting public liability insurance, because with that, it's 200 quid for the day for me. I know the guy who in the insurance company, he's a great guy, and all I can say about it really is he's done me a really good price for what it actually is. So it's peace of mind really, knowing that if anything does happen on the day, it's not going to whip back and hit you in the face. Then mainly after that, it's just what have we covered? TENS license, toilets, public liability insurance. The actual paperwork as well itself took me around about a month, but I'm not a fan of paperwork. I absolutely love it. But it took me about a month to just get through that, because I was just thinking about that non-stop. Which for that means a risk assessment, fire risk safety assessment, a couple other different things, basically just filling out the forms, sending emails to all these different people to get information on what you need to research, what you need to look into for the actual event itself, making sure that everything's going all right. And then on top of that, you're then looking at what I call the front of house. So the actual day of the event, you need to find in the actual acts. So where I live is a pretty rural area, and it is mainly congested of people around about the age of 30 to 50. There's not really many young people here. Because like I said before, it's mainly just agricultural. It's not really like a residential area. So you mainly get your farmers who are brought up on, the good old-fashioned sort of stuff. So to hit my target market of people that I'm aiming for, I've made it so it's more like a rock sort of bluesy band, so things from the 60s to the noughties. So for an example, I've got an Elvis Presley impersonator, I've got a Bon Jovi cover band, and I've got a overall 60s to noughties actual band headlining for me, who's got a bit of like presence around near I live, headlining for me. And that in and of itself, creating a set list, making sure all those people can attend on the day, having all their concerns answered, is literally just a full-time job. That I'm doing this all myself. If you have someone with you, what I would recommend is have someone get on the front of house as early as possible while someone's working on the back of house. So as soon as that person's done with the back of house, because that was the easy jobs for me, managing groups of people to come and perform is hard, because they might get sent up with a better offer, or oh yeah, this person's doing this instead, or we need to be over there, and that's a better offer than being here. And sometimes it'll just work out as in you won't get a reply, you won't get a response, and it's better for you to just ignore that and just to fill it out. Even if you double book, just say, I'm really sorry, there's nowhere for you to perform today. We've overbooked. I've not actually had to deal with that yet. I wouldn't take my word of advice on that because I know I'd be uncomfortable saying that to someone. And I know that they would be uncomfortable having that. But as long as you're able to give them something for spending time coming to the event itself or coming to see you, having them, because you can't have them signing in on a contract because it's not going to work like that. You've got no legal authority to do that. Sorry. I've not got a backlight, you're on my laptop. And it's hard for you to get those people in. It really is. It is a massive ball. Like one of the struggles I have is I have a friend who wants to sing. I'm not speaking directly to, well, not a friend. I have an ex-friend who wants to sing. And I'm thinking, why not? Because the local, they know other people, they know some good songs. They're actually a really good singer. And I'm thinking, it would be good for them, it would be good for me. Both positives in that aspect. And we don't talk. And it's hard to communicate because I'm friends with their sibling. So me and their sibling are talking to each other. And my friend and their sibling are talking to each other. So we've got to communicate through third party because he doesn't like me and I'm not too fond of him, in all honesty. Not just because of him, but mainly just because of the other people around him. Anyway, so I step in. And that's been hard because you're not actually talking to the person. And if you're running it through a manager, if you're starting to go big running home, I'm only 19. I'll be 24 days before the actual event. And it's hard trying to manage that amount of people because you're doing less of that. Like you're talking, for me, I'm just talking straight to the people, straight back. But you're doing that 20 times for me. I've got a bit of a big set list. I know there's so many hours in the day, but I want to fill it all in, have a variety. And that is another thing as well, getting a variety of different people, because as long as you're not just attracting the same people who are going to be playing the same songs over and over and over and over again, then you've actually got, because let's say you're putting on a rap fest and everyone's just picking like the top songs, like Slim Shady, oh yeah, we can do that, or just something else, like I don't know, can't think of any names. But if they're all just singing rap or performing the same songs over and over again, not really much of a rap fan, I'm pretty sure you can notice. But if they're just performing the same like 5 songs on repeat, everyone's just gonna go, this is shit, this is boring, let's fuck off. Because that's what people are gonna be doing, especially if you're setting it in sort of like a time frame or a specific genre or like other things. I have people that are coming in that who have created their own songs. And in all honesty, I'm in awe of that because they're creating their own songs. Little bit of a good one. Spin Class and Black Heart Sinners are 2 bands that know each other. And I saw Spin Class perform and I was like, yes, I want you at an event that I was at. And it was like, yeah, totally, let's go. It literally barely cost me anything just because I went up to him and said, I'd really like that. Do you want to perform at my festival that I'm planning? He was like, yeah. Just got on straight away. And sometimes you'll get that. They've literally been no trouble ever since. And it's hard for me to actually get that because it's undescribable the amount of frustration you go through with talking to these people and not getting responses back and having to explain the different ways that this would work compared to what they've been to in the past. Especially for me, being I'm the only person on deck. I've got a full-time job and I own 2 businesses. And I'm going to drop my job pretty soon. It's just because I'm tied in, because the person who's employed me is someone who... Too much information, TMI. Basically, just trying to get them to cooperate with you is a different skill that I do not yet possess, whether it's something that I'm saying or something that I'm broadcasting out to them, like mentally, is just weird. Because for someone of my age who's 19, never done this before, never actually organised an event. I've not been part of an organisation committee, but I've obviously seen the back part of the events and obviously taken my part in that. I'm not going to go into too much detail with that, but it's hard for me to actually put across these people. Yes, everything's fine. I know I'm 19. I know I'm young. I know I'm the only person here, because normally for something like this size, you'd have like a team of 10 people organising it. I thought it's basic stuff. In all honesty, it really is, because with the amount of stuff I've been doing alongside this, and with it only being sort of like a back thought in my mind, it's coming closer to the date. And I'm pushing more pressure on this than I am on anything else. But I'm still a while away for it. It's generally quite good, because it's working out quite well. It's just communication with all these different people drives you insane, because you're wanting them to come perform for you, and they're wanting their performance to be good. And they're not thinking, oh well, he's 19, he knows what he's doing. They're thinking, oh well, they're young, they don't know what they're doing. And for you to put across that you're actually competent enough to actually do something like this is a completely different skill set compared to and not doing this before. Is completely different to having a history. Obviously it's experience, but obviously I have that experience. It's just that I've not got anything in my name. And then obviously I've got vendors coming to my event. So I've got a bar, I've got some food trucks, I've got the person who I'm working for at the moment is actually coming to the event. Sorry, my sock's falling off. And I've got some craft vendors as well, so I'm having like a little market down at the bottom. Getting all those people, because in total, I've got about 40 different groups of people. So let's say, 35, 32 people. A mix of food vendors, craft vendors. Craft vendors are people who create their own stuff and bring them to markets and then sell those goods. So like someone who creates their own honey, sells it in a jar. Or someone who makes teapots, puts it on the stall, sell it. That's what I mean by a craft vendor. And that's going to attract a lot of attention too, because it's going to be a bit of like a mix of, oh, well, they've got a market as well, which we can go have a look in. Well, it's going to have different perceptions. I've also got a fun fair coming in, which I forgot about. It's having different attractions at the same time. So I've got 3 attractions, the main stage, then I've got a bouncy castle for kids, and then I've got a market down at the bottom. And having those 3 attractions going on at the same time is, obviously we've got 15 minutes break for the PA system guy to basically, on the stage, basically cleared off, new people get on, PA system gets set up, they have a little sound check, everything goes through. And it's hard, it's easy for me to set everything up with businesses. So you're talking to another business, so the toilets, everything else, the government fucks you over a little bit, but they're genuinely more easy than dealing with groups of people. That's the main thing, that's the main problem. Because craft traders or craft vendors are just basically people that have a side hobby, that are just going to these things to sell stuff that they made in the kitchen. It's a hobby for them. It's not something that's important, because they're seeing it as a bit of extra money. Nothing too fancy. And you're talking to them as a person instead of them as a business. And some of these people don't know how to represent as a business instead of represent as a person. No, they don't know how to represent as a business because they're still representing as a person with their own personal interests. And it's hard to deal with that, because you're thinking of it as in, all right, I'm dealing with a business, it should be straightforward. I want something, they want something, I'm putting on. So it should be just a simple transaction. Yep, there you go. 30 quid to me, sorted. it's not. It's, oh, well, I might have this on, types out a fucking message, you reply. 10 days later, you get a response. Where have you been? That's what I'm dealing with a lot, and it's stressful for me to not just have it all done, just to get it done like that. Because you want people to be on the ball with you, but people aren't, and it's annoying. That's the main point. In all honesty, going through all the behind scenes, being the server, that's fine because you get everything all sorted out quickly. You can spit that out in a month. It's mainly just dealing with people, getting the shows on, getting everything sorted, bringing people in so they can sell stuff, bringing in everything, and it's a nightmare. I'm not gonna edit this. It's too much. It's too early as well. I've got other stuff to do. Managing when these people come in as well is a nightmare. Because I have it set up so everything should be here the day before. Nothing's going to be here the day before. Everything's going to rock up on the day. That's going to be a nightmare. It's going to be torture for me because I'm going to have to be setting up everything as well as all the other people's crap. Everything else is rubbish. You know, I'm wanting to have everything up the day before. Wake up out of bed, make myself a bacon, or just get myself like a Mackey's breakfast. You know, wander down, open the gate, say to, my doorman, hi there, this is what you do this, you do that, you scan the tickets, you put them in. If you've not got a ticket, you say, it's 10 quid, fucking come in. And then it's awful because it's annoying because that's not how it's going to happen. I know that's not how it's going to happen, and I've got nothing in place. I can't put anything in place because if someone rocks up at 12 o'clock in the day, the event's already been started for an hour. You can't come through with your massive fucking food truck mowing everyone down. It's irritating because I understand as someone who's seen all the backlog to this, that is important for the health and safety reasons for people not to start coming through too early and like pushing everything out of the way. The vendors of the actual market need to be here at 9 o'clock on the day so they can set up. Everything should be sorted before 10 o'clock. We open at 11. That's when we do all the final checks because you need to do final checks. You need to make sure everything's working because then you've got an hour of space, an hour of time where you can then have your little troubleshoots. So if the PA guy says, oh shit, this lead's not working, I might need to rush off and go back home and get it. And you're like, right, okay, yeah, sorted. You got an hour for those problems to resolve, or for those problems to get resolved. You don't have that time if people start showing up late. People showing up late to this would literally destroy it. And it's not my fault. I can't go over to everyone's houses at 6 o'clock in the morning shouting, fucking wake up, get here fucking now. Because it's not going to happen. People won't do that. People aren't going to be here early. People aren't going to be coming the day before. Everything about this is going to suck dramatically because some of the people I know personally, like the craft vendors, I know some of them personally. And one of them is very lazy. Sorry about that. One of them is very lazy and she won't even get up out in the morning to drive her kids to school. How the fuck is she going to make it here on time? She's not. She's going to be late. She's going to be going, oh, but I need to get my car through so I can fucking drive over there to get fucking this, that, and that, and this, and then get it all set up. It's like, well, yeah, but you should have been here fucking yesterday, get it all set up. You can't have you here now. Do you know, it does get annoying. It's people skills. That's the main thing you need to know, is just people skills. Dealing with people. Getting under those high pressure situations. Dealing with them and getting through it all as smoothly as possible. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for letting me rant as well, by the way.